All right, gang, can you hear me? It's been a good little while since I have streamed, so hopefully my setup is still working right. Let me know in the comments if it is. I've said hi to a bunch of you in the chat, but I think I've maybe missed Timothy Meyer. Good to see you. Good job on that hunt there. And 6 boxes of quarters is pretty crazy. That's a lot of quarters to go through. Good to see you, Chris Helms, Jesse, Michael Hernandez. Let's see here. Who else? Welcome. Numismatic History. Thanks for joining us. Let's see here. Who else do we have? Create Craft is still there. I've got somebody here that's got something I can't tell what it is. This is good day, mate. Good day to you, mate. But good to see you, Jesse, and Wolf Metal Stacking, American Stacker. Can't believe you guys were just hanging out tonight. Let's see, there was Julie 1220 and JBH Coins were on very early on when I went hit the live button. So let me know. Can you guys hear me? Let me know in the chat. I'm hoping that's a yep, you can hear me. All right, thumbs up means you can hear me. Loud and clear. Fantastic. There is about a 8 to 10 second delay on this. I was monkeying with some settings to try to make it a little bit better, but doesn't look like we got there. Still about 10 to 12 seconds. All right, man. Well, hey, I was going to make a video tonight out of my $50 boxes. As you can see, I've already got them open here. But I just thought it'd be cool to jump online and see how you guys are doing. Maybe chat, see if you had any questions. Let you know what's going on in Georgia Silver Hunter's life if you care. But I'm going to go ahead and break into some of these boxes. And hopefully we find some cool stuff. I know if you haven't seen my boxes last week, we had a epic box. That was a lot of fun. I love finding me lots and lots of silver. So let's maybe actually start with that. Here's my little treasure chest. Get those out of the way. Here is the treasure chest, and it's looking pretty good. We are, I know it's kind of, we've got our one really cool commemorative find down here on the bottom. I found that a couple of weeks ago, our Stone Mountain, but our little silver chest is coming along, and last week really helped. We had 51 silvers. That was a pretty amazing amazing little hunt we had. Lucky little epic score. So numismatic history, considering the amount of boxes I do every week, I'm doing fantastic. I was looking at somebody's numbers the other day, and they already had like 100 and something 40%ers on the year. And then when I looked at their volume, they've already done something like 125 boxes or something on the year, and I've done 14 or something like that. So I've done very, very well, considering I typically only do 2, sometimes 4 boxes a week. So that is true. Hey, is that Phase That Coyote? Yep, thanks. Good luck to me. Good luck to all of us. So what I will probably do is I'm just going to break into these and see how we do. And, you know, when the moment hits me, I may jump to the chat and give away a few rolls. So make sure you guys try to stay active in there. And like I said, if you have any questions, anything you want to know, coin roll hunting or otherwise, let me know. And I'm going to do this kind of like I do my videos. We're going to open maybe 5 at a time just to look for the silver real quick. And then I'll go back through them. So let's hear Create Craft. I found a 1939 DDR Monticello while I was in Chicago last week. Oh, wow. That 39 DDR, if that's in good shape, you need to have a good look at that. That could be worth some money. Most of my 39s are really, really beat up. And probably not worth getting graded, but I know that or I'm thinking of the 39 DDR. Yeah. That can be worth some coin there. So if it's in good shape, you might want to consider getting it graded. Hey, Vincent, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. We're just getting through some $50 here. Yeah, the graffiti is what ruins it. I have a really nice seated dime that someone carved like some kind of symbol in it, and basically has ruined the value. It's now $2 worth of silver, not $85 worth of numismatic history. That makes me kind of mad. But people do it all the time. Good to see you there, Ronald the Forgotten. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. All right, we're going to open this one, then I'll go back through and see if we have anything interesting in there. Most of these super shiny things you guys are seeing are going to be, for the most part, 2021s. I've got a lot of 2021 enders in these boxes. I actually thought about trying to do like sell some rolls tonight, but after I kind of opened the boxes and saw just how bad they were, I was like, I would feel bad selling those to people considering how many 2021s look like they're in there. We didn't have any enders. So I just thought, you know, like I said, rather than make a video, thought we could hang out and chat. So, numismatic history. Do you have any big dream finds that you were hoping to find this year that you have never found? So, I forever have my eye out for that 19, and if I'm off camera, let me know, guys. Sorry. Forever have my eye on that 1975 DDO. And I've got my scope really far in so I can see that in that little box. So that's one that I've wanted forever and ever and ever. Now, I do have another find that one of my viewers actually through chat or through the comment section today said they're going to send me one. I have been on the lookout for the Crossing the Delaware full crown air. I've never found one. I have found the half crown. I have found some slight half. I found some like quarter crown. I have never found that full crown Crossing the Delaware die chip. And one of my subscribers today pinged me and said he's already found 11. And he's only been coin roll hunting for, I think he said about a year, if I recall from the comment. And then I got him into it, so he was happy to send me one, which I thought was pretty cool. I forget who it was. Apologies if you're in the chat. I get lots of comments and email every day, so let's see here. So those are two that I've got my eye out for. Of course, you know, I love to find barber half dollars and quarters. I've now found two. I found a barber quarter. I found a seated quarter. So anything really old, it's maybe not my dream list, but that's the kind of stuff that I really hope to find. Silver commemoratives are always awesome. I always, you know, that's something I'm always hoping to find. You know, getting two of those Stone Mountains in the last, call it 12 to 18 months is super rare and super lucky. But I just love finding stuff like that because, you know, 65s through 69s are cool, but, you know, once you found 30 tubes of them, it's really more about the silver than it is about the coin itself. So, hopefully that answers your question. Let's see here. I got 2 penny rolls a few weeks ago, and I managed a native head, 1906. So, cool. The Indian head pennies, I maybe have found one ever. That's something else that I would love to find this year. I found my first V-nickel last year. That just surprised the hell out of me because I really, you know, it just wasn't a very big hunt if I recall. And I actually ended up finding 2 of them, with one being so worn you couldn't tell what year it was. But now if you just got a couple of rolls and found an Indian head, that's pretty neat. Ronald the Forgotten, because of RFT, by the way, we just Ronald before. Okay. Interesting. Ronald, you had to change your name there. Let's see. I often wonder how long it takes you to do these videos. Going to find out tonight. So is that Justy 1220? If I'm reading that right. Yeah. So how long does it take me to make a video? So when I'm doing my own half-dollar videos and I'm doing my own filming, and I can move at my own pace, and there's not a lot of silver in there, and you know NIFCs aren't jumping out at me. I can burn through a box in 45 minutes, 55 minutes. And that's with me rewrapping them too. Like tonight, I'm just dumping them into a bin. I'll have to rewrap them at another time. On a live stream, it can be that long. It can be longer. Just depends on how much I decide to stop and chat and not hunt coins. When you get into something like a box of pennies takes me about 5 hours to hunt and film. And then another, call it 45 minutes to an hour and a half to edit it. So that's why you guys don't see tons of penny boxes from me, because I just don't have lots of time. And when you consider 5 hours on a box of pennies, or I can crank out 2 half-dollar boxes, 2 of those a week in the same amount of time, I'll invest it in half dollars. Let's see here. So Faz says he found his just first die chip 2021 just a few months ago or a month ago. I found, so you can look at, oh, you emailed me. Great. I'll have a look at it. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, numismatic history. I go back and forth. Of course, because I do sell some of my stuff, I always want stuff that's high dollar. But, man, if I can find a piece of history, I'm all over it. So Crate Craft found a full crown chip last night. Very cool. Again, I've been looking for one of those for a very long time. Justy bought a 1942 Walker on Whatnot and decided to give it to a guy on Whatnot who was collecting 1942 coins. Grandmother passed away. It just seemed like the right thing to do. Tim, you found a 1905 Indian head in the rejected coin. That's pretty cool. I go through, I'll go 6 months without finding coins in my coin machines, and then I'll go a week and find coins every time. It's crazy. And numismatic history, yeah, pennies are hard because there are so many errors, and you do get just disgusting doing it. So Vincent, is that a question? Do I still get a lot of hate in the comments? It's mainly on my shorts. It's mainly the casual viewer who, it showed up in their feed. And sorry, I was a little off camera here. It's something that showed up in their feed. They watched it. They don't know what's going on. Hey, the Asset Stacker, thanks for subscribing. So they see it and they think there's no way that there's a silver coin still in circulation because they don't know what's going on. So they'll tell me that I'm cheating or faking or loading rolls or whatever. And a lot of times I'll just respond and say, hey, sorry, man, but I've been doing this for 4 years. I cover the good hunts, the bad hunts, and everything in between. And that's usually the end of it. But I've had a few people continue to egg me on. And I can tell you that my patience for those people is wearing very, very thin. And, one of these days I'm going to end up saying something I regret in a comment, but I got a lot of integrity in my life and in my job, my real, full-time job. And to basically be called a liar and a cheat and then have somebody continue to dig just irritates me to no end. But it's only bad when I have shorts that take off. My regular people, regular subscribers, regular viewers, long-form content, I get the occasional hater, but for the most part, everybody's really cool and just interested in the hunt and knows that this is a legitimate thing, right? Anyone can do this. Anyone can find silver. And it is a game of chance and a game of volume. So let's see here. 1964 silver dime on the ground. That's awesome. Piece of silver on the ground. What's up, Mobile Coins? Good to see you. Hey, Asset Stacker. I have an 1883 penny. The 1883 is going to be a larger penny, right? That's going to be like one of the Coronet heads or something like that. Or is 1883 like one of the first years of the Indian heads? I can't remember. You are right, numismatic history. There's always going to be haters. The Hoover boys are getting a lot of trolls. I want to know what's going on. It's like Pinecrest or Pinehurst coins? Something like that. I subscribed to him a long time ago. I'll be honest, I haven't watched content from him in a long time. But apparently he's got just people badgering him regularly to the point where like he shut off comments and started taking information down on his page, and you know, I guess he got hit pretty hard. Let's see here. Mobile Coins made a short poking fun at them. Load a roll of pennies with silver $half. I know. Yeah, it's Pine Creek Coins. You're right, Vincent. That's who it is. So Faz that coyote, check that 1955D DDO and just make sure it's not strike doubling, and not, you know, or make sure it's a proper DDO and not strike doubling, only because, you know, I also lurk in Facebook groups, and probably 10 times a week people throw stuff in there saying they found DDOs and DDRs, and it is almost always strike doubling. That's not to say you don't have one. Just double check, make sure, because if it's a proper DDO, again, that can be worth some money there. And for those of you wondering, I know you can find a DDO in the T and the Y on the 1974D. It's just not worth very much, so I don't take the time to really look for it anymore. Most people want to find the big DDO in the word trust. Okay, so yeah, if you found it on Variety Vista, then you've got a good one, man. You're in the clear. Yeah, that's always my go-to. You know, if I can't find a picture of it and strike it rich, or if PCGS doesn't have a photo of it, I will definitely head on over to Variety Vista and see, because they have probably the largest picture catalog of DDOs and DDRs. So for those of you just joining us, we're on rolls 11 through 15, and so far it's been a whole lot of clad and 2021s. And right now we're just hunting for silver by the edge. We'll come back through it. I actually had a guy on one of my shorts recently. The silver was next to, I'll have to find one. If you guys know those guys that mark coins by take it like this, right? They just take a marker and run it down the end. The silver was right next to a coin that had a black mark on it. And the guy was like, if you go back and watch the video, you can see where he marked where his silver coin was going to be with a marker. And I was like, you're an idiot. You have no clue what you're talking about. It's kind of funny. Lots of these guys in there, though, if you haven't noticed. Let's see here. Sorry, catching up on the chat. Oldest coin I found, Austin, 18, I'm going to screw it up now, 1856 seated quarter, I think. 1850 something. It was seated quarter with arrows. And probably like fine to extra fine condition. It was right when I first started my channel. I was probably a couple of months old and honestly had no idea. When I saw it, I didn't even realize that it was a seated quarter. I thought it was like a token or something that had been stuffed in a quarter roll. Beyond that, I had a video not too long ago where I found a barber quarter that I think I still have laying over here. Let me grab it. Yeah, this was in a customer roll and it's beat all to hell, but found that the other day, and there is a date. I don't remember what it is, but let's see. You can pull a date off of this thing. 1898. So, again, destroyed. Piece of history. But I did find that in the last month or two, which was pretty cool. So let's see here. Anytime someone doing good, someone will complain. There's always truth to that. Well, I think that people are getting... So Ronald, I think... Or who is it? Who asked the question? Yeah, Ronald, I think the problem is, and I'm getting sick of it too on YouTube, the never-ending AI, shorts, or people's content getting stolen and them doing an AI voiceover to someone else's video. And then I do think there is a lot of faked content out there, right? I mean, some of it's really obvious because it's people putting on skits and stuff. But there was a guy, he was showing up in my feed all the time, doing metal detecting, and then he would find a clay pot, and when he busted the clay pot open, it had 9,000 pieces of jewelry in it. And every video was like that, and you're going, no one is that lucky, right? Like, I could see that happening to somebody once under the right circumstances, but to post a video like that once a week, that just doesn't happen. Just like on my channel, you'll see me find silver, but you don't see me find silver every week. And you certainly don't see epic boxes every week because they happen about once a year. If I get lucky, maybe twice. So we got an interesting little carve job here. Somebody loves, who I think they love, FJB. Not sure what that needs to be put on a Kennedy, but not going to hang on to that. Let's see here. That's right. You get to see how I seed my rolls. That's right. Wolf metal stacking. So one of the guys, I might be a little bit behind here. So 3 double dies. American Stacker, no, I did not get that Stone Mountain half graded. I have a bunch of coins I want to get graded, and I was just thinking about it yesterday. I need to do that. His metal detector ruins the video or something. All right, yeah, I don't know anything about that. I'll have to check that out, Vincent. But God, here's another one. I'll just put that aside, but somebody's deciding to mark up some coins. I forgot where my train of thought was. What was I talking about? The Stone Mountain half getting graded. No, I've got a bunch of stuff I want to get graded. Oh yeah, one of the people said that, people are so stupid, they don't realize that I could go and buy the same paper the bank uses. I could buy crimpers, which you guys know I can make, and that I can hand roll all of these and then acquire the same boxes that the bank has and load them and then close them and then tape them so it looks like they came from the box to fool people on YouTube. That was this guy's assertion, and he wrote all that out in a comment, and I kind of thought to myself, like, that would take me 5 hours or more probably to do that and make it look as good as they come from the bank. Then I would have to hunt them. Then I would have to make a video. And then I would make a grand total of like $18 from YouTube on that video. And I don't know what you guys do for a living, but that is not worth it. So no, I'm not stuffing my rolls. Nor do I take the time to track down the type of paper that Brinks and everybody else uses. So I did think it was a interesting comment, though. That they at least thought through what I would have to do to cheat. Create Craft, as far as my metal detector, it's my favorite. I don't metal detect a lot. It's something I really want to get into, but where I live, there's not great places to metal detect. I'd have to go pretty far away. So I talked to Hunting Southwest Ohio, God, probably 2 years ago now, maybe even longer. And I ended up getting, I think it was a Garrett Ace 400 or something that I like very much. I've used it a handful of times, like, you're not supposed to use it in state parks and whatnot, but in the little county parks, but I've done a few of those. I've gone down by the creeks and streams and stuff near where I live, and we might have silver right there. Sorry, got distracted, but Yeah, I wish I could tell you. I haven't used a lot of them, so I don't know. I think that's just going to be dirty, but it's reading a little silvery, so wanted to point it out. No, it's just a 71. And it is definitely clad. Definitely clad. Uh, 2017 S NIFC quarter. Yeah, so Timothy, the big thing on those business strike NIFC quarters is they are super, super, super low mintage, and nobody wants them. I have probably 2 tubes of San Francisco business strikes, and most of them are gorgeous that I've pulled from circulation. And you look for them on eBay and stuff like that, and I mean, you might get $1 for it. I mean, you get more for a little die chip most of the time. Mobile coins, how did I get so many subscribers? Well, I think that if you compare where I am today with how long I've been on YouTube, with how long it took me to get started, I really don't have that many. I'm very thankful for every subscriber I have, so please don't take my comment the wrong way. It took me 18 months to get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time to get monetized, which is kind of the main goal of most YouTubers, right? So at least for doing all this work, you know, get paid a little bit every time somebody watches it, and we can get into that conversation if you guys want to. But yeah, it was like 18 months for me to get to 1,000 subscribers. And my watch hours were like pretty much there. I was waiting on the subscriber count. Real quick, we did come across an NIFC 2004 Philly right there. And my little ticker's off. You guys can ignore that. Let me see if I can find the thing to reset that. Ticker. We'll actually change this to 1. And we'll put that 1 coin I put aside as a miscellaneous. And we've got 0 and 0. There we go. All right. My little thing is back to normal. So, yeah. So back to the comment I was making about subscribers. So it took me a very long time to get to the point where I was at least earning a little bit of money at this. And I'll be honest, I think that I grew pretty fast just because I kept steady content coming. I hope to think I make my videos kind of entertaining, and while they're similar to stuff you might see from Rob Finds Treasure or others, I kind of put my own little spin on it. And again, sorry, I'm a little off camera there. So I think I just made good content, which helped me get more viewers. Now, the explosion in subscribers of recent came from pure luck, I'll be honest. I can't remember if I got COVID again or I just lost my voice or something. Something happened and I couldn't talk for about a week. And I was having a really good run because, you know, something else, and this is my personal belief about YouTube, that I could be wrong, that the more you post or the more regular you post, the more the algorithm keeps you in mind, right? And so if previous videos are doing well and you release another video, it'll kind of promote it. And if that does well, then, you know, it'll start promoting your old stuff and so on and so forth. And so I didn't want to lose that momentum. So while I couldn't talk, I went back and mined some of my old videos for shorts of kind of the coolest stuff I've found over the last few years, and released, you know, kind of like one of those every day or every other day for a week or two. And out of nowhere, a couple of them took off, and I've got, I think, 2 or 3 of my shorts now have over 300,000 views. And, you know, each one of those was responsible for, you know, something ridiculous, 600, 700, 800 subs each. And then, you know, there's a whole linking strategy with your shorts back to the actual content and so on and so forth. But that's where a lot of the explosive growth came from. But I think a lot of it too is just make good videos or make the best videos you can. I won't say mine are all good, but make the best you can and just be consistent. So, probably longer answer than you wanted. Yeah, I know Diggin' Dave. I'm in his streams quite a bit, just chilling and making noise. But I like Diggin' Dave. He's a good guy. He's a full-time YouTuber, though, I think, if I recall. He's got, I think, 2 channels. And I know he does some metal detecting as well. So, yeah, Vincent, Freedom Coins, I won't say I know him well. He was, before I even started my channel, he was somebody that I used to watch. And he is one of the few people that I've ever donated for rolls. And of course, I think there was silver in the box that I donated to and ended up not finding anything. Let's put those 2 coins I found kind of like right there. And he also lives, I think, in a more rural area. And I think he's like all of us in that it's streaky. But, and don't quote me on this because I don't know it for fact. I think I've heard him say it in live streams or maybe in some of his videos. I don't think he shows you every box he hunts. So, you know, if he's hunting 40 boxes a week and showing you the 6 that have a ton of silver in them, is he really finding a lot of silver? And I would argue, at the end of the day, yes, he's doing really well. But, you know, I think there's also you have to play the game of how many boxes is he hunting. So, but he has some big boxes, and I know his return to YouTube, he had a couple of big winners, like whatever, 100 or 150 silver coins out of a handful of boxes. It was a ton, I know that. But not trying to say anything negative about the guy. He's a really good guy. We've traded emails. I've chatted with him on Instagram before. We're not friends by any stretch. I don't know him personally, but he seems like a good guy. Well, this box has not been a whole lot of fun. Sorry, everybody, but we're going through it, and I'm just enjoying chatting with you. Mobile Coins, you're a full-time YouTuber? Well, that's cool. Hey, man, I hope, you know, if you're paying your bills and you got enough to do the things you want in life, I think that's awesome. I can tell you that is not me. Hey, Nate, how are you, sir? Yeah, I've gained a handful of new subs. I gain quite a few every day. Yeah, halftime. If you're talking about Freedom Coins, it is nice to see him back. He does good videos, and I do like him a lot. So it is good to see him back online. I'll tell you another one that I miss, simply because he seemed like a good guy and he had, you know, a good family, was Robin Hood Coins. You know, he just upped and disappeared one day. I don't know his story. I bought some silver pours from him that were really cool. But yeah, he was somebody that I would send emails back and forth with, because he would frustrate me, because I had just started my channel and every week he seemed to find silver. And I was going through, at that time, like 8 boxes a week and finding almost nothing. And so I was, you know, peppering him for advice on what to do. And he was just always nice to me. So I liked him, and I liked his live streams, and seemed like a straight up guy. And like I said, one day they just disappeared. He had his wife on the videos a lot. He had I think his daughters were on it from time to time. So missed that guy. Let's see here. Yeah, definitely halftime. Freedom's been on a hot streak. MB, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. How the cat and rooster. I don't know what that means, Chris. I don't know if that's meant for me or somebody else. Any deals out there on silver? So, I mean, silver, last I checked, was kind of shot up like $1 or something like that. The best deal right now I'm aware of for just basic stuff would be, and if they're still doing it, is Bullion is doing a 10-ounce starter pack. 1-ounce silver rounds. They're Bullion. Oh, you know what? I think I might have screwed up something. Yeah, I collected those 2 coins I'd put aside. That might be the same 2004. So sorry, guys. I don't know if I've got 2 of them or I just found another one, but I think I cleaned up the other NIFC I had. I wasn't going to keep them anyway, but I accidentally just cleaned those up. That's why you got to be careful with your finds. But what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the 10-ounce deal at JM Bullion, I think is probably one of the best deals out there because it's 10 ounces at spot. I know that Silver Gold Bull was doing a 10-ounce bar at spot. And Monument Metals is doing a 5 ounces. It used to be 5 ounces for anyone at spot. Now I think they've changed it so it's 5 ounces to new customers at spot. Those are the best silver deals out there that I know because they are at spot deals. Everything else, I'm sure you could find, you know, hey, Philharmonics for 99 cents over spot or what have you. But depending on your stacking goals, you know, typically you want to stay as close to spot as possible. Oh, let's see here. Tim says, hunt 8 boxes a week and have had complete skunk. So when the silver shows up, it keeps me hunting. That is true. Yeah, halftime he did. Crate Craft, what did you think about gold at new all-time highs today? You know, I've stopped guessing what's going to happen or trying to understand gold and silver pricing. You know, I was very bought in and dialed into the way the market worked, both crypto and precious metals before COVID. It was like clockwork. If the market did well, crypto did bad. If the market did poorly, precious metals did well. You know, if interest rates went up, gold and silver kind of went up. And now, you know, since COVID, it was like during COVID, no one went to work and the stock market was at all-time highs. I can't explain that. No one was working. Products weren't moving except through Amazon for the most part. But companies were making money hand over fist. Inflation went through the roof and silver and gold dropped for a long time. Like all the typical market indicators completely flipped on their head. So I think it's great gold's at an all-time high. If you're asking me what I think and how I explain it, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. It just, it makes less and less sense to me every day. Nate, do I upload all of my boxes? So for the most part, so I would say I post 95+% of my boxes. I know I went through streaks like 2 years ago. I was like 28 box streak where, you know, I had posted 3 or 4, like 4 or 6 box hunts with literally nothing in them. And then, you know, I would get boxes and film them and there'd be nothing in them. And so I just skipped them because at some point you go, nobody's going to sit here and want to watch you hunt, you know, 30 boxes of skunk boxes. So yes, I will throw away some videos from time to time, but it's rare. I've thrown away a penny box in the past. I got like 40 rolls in on a penny box, and I think I had like 3 finds in the whole box, and, you know, 3 Wheaties and, you know, maybe 1 82 small date that I could talk about. It was just, I mean, as I was filming it, I was going, I wouldn't watch this if I posted it. So if I wouldn't watch it, I figure you guys wouldn't either. So yes, I will occasionally throw away a video like that. But for the most part, just due to the lack of time that I have, if I open it, if I film it, you're going to see it because I don't have time to hunt through 100 boxes and not put it out on YouTube. So I hope I answered that question. And this is just a rough box, folks. I mean, there's literally nothing in here. We had that one that almost looked silver. Stay up there. Look at the chat here. You'd love to get an RPM and an OMM at some point. I don't care if it's recognized one by... So yeah, repunch mint marks. I look for tons of them. I have some actual silver 64 repunch mint marks. I've got a few of them that I have found coin roll hunting. But yeah, like I would love to find some penny RPMs and some nickel RPMs. American Stacker, yeah, Silver Vermilion. I don't know if it was you that pointed me to them. They do too run some pretty good deals. I've never done a deal with them, but I have definitely checked them out in the past. And they do typically have pretty good prices, but I've just never used them. So couldn't speak to my experience with them. I did a video the other day on buying silver on Reddit that went very, very well. If you haven't checked that out, I bought a bunch of kind of AU, BU peace dollars. And then bought some Dansko albums and filled in as much of those as I could. That was kind of neat and fun. So the PM, I think it's called PMs for Sale on Reddit, is a really good group. And they've got pretty stringent rules to be able to buy and sell on there. So that's worth checking out. And there's plenty of kind of at spot or near spot deals for gold and silver all the time. But it's heavily trafficked. So if you're not kind of watching it when the posts hit, you're going to miss out. So days that I'm thinking about buying, I keep it up all day, and I'm kind of refreshing it throughout the day now. So by the way, we are also on rolls 26 through 30, if anybody was curious, because I know you can't see the box. It's off camera. That's where I keep the ones I've loaded, for those of you that think I'm faking it. This is the magic. I've loaded my silver right there box. You can see all the silver we found here today. Any lucky coins I carry around with me? So I carry around most of the time either a Ben Franklin or a Walking Liberty $half. Probably 90% of my life there's one in my pocket. I use it to scratch lottery tickets, which I know it wears the silver off of it. No one needs to tell me that, but it's just what I do. And I've been very fortunate on lottery tickets in the last few years. So yes, I would say I have a lucky coin, but I always kind of have a silver half somewhere in my coat pocket or, short pocket or something like that. Yeah, I mean, for gold, I waited too long. Gold was down, and I kept saying I'm either going to sell some silver and buy some gold, or I'm just going to, go get some gold. I just kept putting it off because it was dropping, and now that it's, it's kind of shot back up, I don't know how realistic it is for me to go get gold. And, gold per ounce, the best way to get it is 1 ounce coin or larger, right? Because it's the lowest premiums. But I just have a hard time dropping $2,000 on a coin. And I don't care what anyone tells you. Until you go to try to sell a 1 ounce coin, that is also an effort in itself, unless you're going to go to a coin shop or something. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to lowball you on it anyway. So I did sell a 1 ounce pre-33 gold a few years ago that I got in a coin collection purchase. And I did get I wasn't right at spot. It was reasonable for it being a pre-33 coin. But, and I ended up having to go through Reddit. I had to use a middleman, so I had to pay shipping twice, which if you're not familiar, a middleman is somebody who is like a moderator or a trusted person in that Reddit community. And the buyer pays the middleman, and the middleman says, I've received payment. And then you ship your coin to the middleman, and when he gets it, he pays you, and then boxes up your thing again and ships it to the buyer. And so the transaction takes a lot longer, but you basically have a trusted third party in the middle. And that was real scary to do as well for my first big gold sale. And the only reason I sold it is because I got a coin collection for more money than I wanted to spend on it. But was able to sell the 1 ounce gold and some of the silver and pay for most of the rest of the collection. So I kept the rest of the pre-33 gold, which worked out for me. So how did I get started coin collecting? I think that's a good question. So I am not a typical coin collector. I actually got into this for the silver. I got into it because I was interested in trying out something on YouTube. Now, as a child, I always looked at my pennies, and, for a while I would start a quarter collection and then, need McDonald's money or candy money and then end up raiding that. I had some coins and things from like my grandfather that I had always just put aside, but was never a collector from childhood. And, I got into silver a few months before I started my YouTube channel and found this is a nice way to get face value silver, although it's getting really hard to do these days. And through the course of my YouTube channel, I've really grown to love the coin collecting aspect part of this because it keeps it really interesting. I think the history is really interesting. And I'm just the collector person, the hoarder in me, if you will, or the collector person in me just loves filling out albums. So that's kind of the story. Hey, halftime. See you, man. Night. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. Mobile coins. I do have a channel sticker. I'm really bad about sending them out, but I know I sent a bunch to actual channel members recently that requested one, but if you send me one, I promise you I'll get one back in the mail to you. And I do actually have a channel sticker. And if you buy anything from my store at GA Coins and Collectibles, if you do any of the donations where like you get coin crimps, I always include a sticker. Even if I know I've sent you one in the past, I always put a sticker in there. Wrapper Stacker? No, I've never heard of them. I have one more box, Nate. You're so going to pickpocket me. Oh, you're going to pickpocket my silver? Good luck with that. I was a magician for about 8 years, so I'll probably catch you if you were to try to pickpocket me. Do you save them or ship them back? Do I ever get Canadian? No, I do get Canadian coins all the time. Rarely in half dollars. I get lots of nickels. I get lots of dimes. I get lots of pennies. I keep them all. I've yet to start a collection album for my Canadian stuff because I just don't come across it often enough. I know like hunting Southwest Ohio, being up north, he does come across a lot of it. And I think he's actually started a Canadian collection as well. But I just don't see enough of it. I have got picked Canadian silver quarters out of coin machines in the past, and I've gotten Canadian silver quarters in U.S. coin roll hunting. And I, of course, keep all of those because it's silver. The higher the price, the more you limit who will be able and be interested to buy it. For gold, yes, for sure. So Random Man Guy, it's, you know, I wish I could say that is true, but, you know, I put this in my chat all the time. A few years ago, I did a 28 box skunk, had a box that had like 1 or 2 silvers in it, and then went 28 boxes in a row again before my next silver. And I can tell you that it is really, really hard to hunt coins after an epic box of silver. And it's even harder to hunt after a super long streak where you finally find something and think the streak is over and you just start a new skunk streak. And so I am very honest about that with people, especially when they, you know, say that I'm extremely lucky. And I admit that lately I have been very lucky, but I've also been very unlucky for very long periods of time. I think what's funny is my very first YouTube video, I actually had been toying with doing the channel and just hadn't done it, right? Like I just hadn't sat down and said, how am I going to do it? How am I going to film this, et cetera, et cetera. And I had been on a pretty good streak without silver and decided to film a box. And in the box I filmed, I found one busted 40% silver. And I think my very first hunt on YouTube, if I recall. It's now been 4 years, so maybe my revisionist history mind has changed what really happened, but that's my recollection. I remember my first biggest silver find. We were camping with my parents in North Georgia, and the heavens opened up and it started raining, like, I don't remember, on a Tuesday, and Thursday it was still pouring on us and we were stuck in the camper. And there was a Wells Fargo like 20 miles away. And I called them up and said, do they have any half dollars? And they said they had 6 boxes. And so on a whim, I went and picked up all 6 boxes. And I want to say one, and none of this was filmed, of course, because I was out in the woods without, you know, anything but my phone. And, you know, shorts weren't a thing back then. And I think I found 9 40% half dollars in a box from Wells Fargo. And up until that point, that was my biggest silver find ever. Let's see here. Well, let's go spot plus 1%, spot plus 4%. I'd have to run the numbers on that American Stacker to see how good that is, because most of the time I think of it in terms of, you know, these people are 70 over spot or 80 over spot or what have you. But that's probably pretty good. New Numismatic history to collect anything other than coins. I have a pretty extensive Rubik's Cube collection. I have a pretty extensive comic book collection. I'm trying to think what else. That may be it. Oh, and then I have enough magic stuff. I mean, I could probably open up my own store and sell all the crap that I have. Yes, Tim Meyer, you sent me the picture. You put my coin sticker on the credit union coin machine. That was awesome. Thank you for doing that. I thought that was really good. And I love that all your tellers watch my channel. I think that's great. Create Craft, I don't know off the top of my head what the oldest Canadian coin is that I've ever found. I wish I could tell you. It's probably going to be a penny. And it's probably something really old. Maybe not 1800s old, but older. Yeah, Nate, there's nothing better than getting a few loose halves from behind the counter and there being silver in it. I know I did a short. I was up in Virginia late last year, Christmas time, I think. And I had an afternoon and drove around to like 5 or 6 banks, and there was a little, I don't know if it's a credit union or what it was. It was a bank that we don't have in Georgia. And I asked if they had any $50, and the guy said, I got 2, and he picked them up, and one was, I don't remember, 1995. And the other one was like a 1945 Walking Liberty $50. So I gave him a $1 bill, and he gave me those 2 coins, and I walked out of the bank. And it's a beautiful day when that happens. It's definitely better than going through boxes and boxes and boxes. But hopefully, American Stacker, you do eventually get that epic box. One thing I will tell, this is something else I tell CoinRoll, people that are new or, even been doing this for a long time. I know I mainly hunt Brinks rolls now, and that's not an accident. I used to hunt exclusively Wells Fargo, the yellow wrapped Loomis rolls. And I was going on these tremendously long streaks without ever finding silver. And I found another bank that did Brinks, and so then I started doing kind of head-to-head boxes, getting 2 from Wells Fargo and 2 from the Brinks. And I was finding silver in my Brinks boxes way more often. So now I only get Loomis boxes if my bank that normally gives me Brinks happens to get the Loomis boxes. And, I just tell people that if you're struggling to find silver, branch out, find another bank that gets their silver somewhere else. And, your luck may just change up, right? So I tell people that all the time. Hey, how are you? I always say it wrong. Shakarin. I think I got it right. Oh, you haven't missed everything. We got 10 rolls left in this, 15 rolls in this box, and I've got another whole box to hunt, man. You're early as far as I'm concerned. So you're golden. And we're just hanging out and chatting. I'm not selling boxes or anything like that. We're just hanging out and chatting while I hunt through some rolls here. So JB72, welcome to the stream. I haven't seen you chat yet, but yeah, that, some boxes are just, a handful of NIFCs. Some are loaded. I know my biggest box ever with NIFCs, I want to say I had like $200 worth maybe in NIFCs in a box. That happens. A lot of times it's a handful. You might get 2 or 5 or 7 or 10 or something like that. And they're starting to get passed around enough that even the NIFCs I do get are pretty beat up these days. Can you show the viewers how to find the trick coin when searching a box? So American Stacker, I'm going to ask you real quick, when you say the trick coin, do you mean like a magic coin? That's something I know I've got some of those. I can probably pull one out and show that. 3 full rolls of 90% for my bank a few months ago. That's awesome, JR. And that does happen. Again, I did a full video and shorts on that. I picked up 5 rolls from a Regions Bank loaded with silver. Commemoratives, silver proofs. It was a ton of silver. So Dana Drager, theoretically, yes. I mean, banks have money and are there to support the financial system, right, of purchasing and selling goods. So some banks are real squirrely. Not every bank will, even if you're a member, will buy you boxes if you ask. Not every bank will trade cash for coin, even if you are a member or if you walk in. So, region to region, branch to branch, your results are going to vary. But for me, I can tell you guys I belong to 3 banks. I work through mainly 2 of them. The third one's it's Navy Federal Credit Union, and they're kind of far away, and they don't have a coin machine, and I've just never asked them to buy boxes because I can only get up there on Saturdays. And if you've ever been near, where there's military people in Navy Federal, Fridays and Saturdays is check cashing time, and the line is 100 people deep, and it's just painful to go, so I don't go. My other 2 banks graciously do order coins for me or have a never-ending supply of customer-wrapped coins, and the branches I go to regularly have so far never cut me off and rarely said no. Now, I have had them, I've gone in and said, can I get $100 worth of nickels, and can I get $250 worth of dimes, and can I get $1,000 worth of quarters, and blah, blah, blah. And they've said, hey, we can only give you 500 in quarters and 200 in dimes. They've shortened what I've asked for, but they've never said no, right? Just like one of my Fifth Third banks, I've asked them in the past, can you order me 6 boxes of halves or 8 boxes of halves? And they're pretty much right now at 2 for me because they know they can reliably be delivered. It doesn't raise any red flags within their system, as far as I understand. And I think they have tried to up the order in the past, and the armored car company, which is Brinks, just never brings them. So they've pretty much stuck to 2 boxes for a very long time now. But the nice thing is it's like clockwork. Chase banks around me will do up to a $100 transaction for non-customers for just about anything. So I can go in, if they have a box of nickels, they'll sell it to me. If they got, a handful of rolls of anything behind the counter, if I've got cash, they'll just give it to me. So banks I'm not a non-member of, I just go in and I ask for stuff. If they ask the "Are you a member?" question, I say no. And sometimes that ends the conversation, and sometimes they go, okay, well, that's no big deal. We can still do up to $50 or $100 or whatever. And sometimes they do. They just say, no, I can't do it. And I turn around and say thank you and walk out. Again, very long answer to a short question. Love-hate relationship with coin and roll hunting lately. Yeah, MB, I've never been able to buy a bag from credit unions and stuff that have coin machines. The Publixes around me won't sell them. I too have the same results. I know that Halftime, who was here a little bit ago, he gets lots of bags. Wherever he lives, they do not have any kind of trouble getting him bank bags. All my boxes are Brinks. Most weeks I do find some silver, but usually 6 of the 8 weekly boxes are skunks. That's not too uncommon there, Tim. 1969D, no FG cents. I think I have 1. Faz the Coyote. I think I have 1 69D, no FG. I've got a few floating roofs on the 69D. I don't look at them too much anymore because the floating roof's pretty easy to find, and I think I do have 1 no FG. I did get your name right, Shakarin. So I was about to say Shakarin again. What is the process of selling a box on stream? So I don't do that a lot. I know there are a few people. I mean, Dig and Dave does it. I know Rob Finds Treasure used to do it. So typically the way it works, you have to look in the description of the video. If it's in the description of this one, I apologize. I'm not selling rolls tonight. People will have you can buy it by the roll for X dollars, or you can buy it by the box, for whatever, 5X dollars. And if there's any guaranteed payout at the tier level that you're buying, it's usually listed. So I'll get this wrong, but like Hunting Southwest Ohio, you know, I think he does, you know, if you buy the whole box for $50, it's a no frills hunt, which means you get any of the silver that's in it and any of the errors, but he keeps the NIFCs. And I'm making this up. I don't know if this is accurate, right? You know, if you buy the box for $100, you get to keep any of the silver in it. And, you know, he throws in whatever, 290% half dollars, and he does 6 bag pulls. And a bag pull is basically a bag full of little chips that say, you know, silver dime or silver quarter or 40% half or what have you. And you also get that on top of what's found in the box. So it's all usually spelled out in the description of whoever's doing the live stream. And most of them do have some sort of, you know, skunk insurance or minimum payback. Usually they're not very good, but it's something, right? So, you know, let's say you spend $50 for a no-frills hunt. There might be a 90% half dollar in it if you get skunked. Or we'll match your silver up to an ounce, you know, whatever, if you don't find any 90%. You just got to look streamer to streamer. I know when I do it, I typically do $50 a box. It's no frills, or I'll guarantee like NIFCs up to a certain dollar amount. But it'll be in the description of my videos if I ever do it. And then how do you pay for it? Typically PayPal or Venmo or Zelle or, you know, whatever the streamer likes. Here's another one of those why I'm faking my rolls, because there was a cracked roll in there. I must have done this and loaded this full of silver. So you guys are about to see me pull out 90% half dollars because I'm a cheater. Let's see what happened. Oh, look. It's just a regular bankroll. Oh, well, maybe next time. Is coin roll hunting worth it? From Nate Ferrier. That's a loaded question. We'll get to it in a second. Let me get through a few more. You have to be a member of the bank. That's true in most places, Dana, but not everywhere, of course. We've covered that. What do I do with all my 50% bicentennials? I take them all back to the bank because they're the most overproduced coin in modern history, more or less. Definitely when it comes to half dollars. I've heard NF string and sun boxes can be good, numismatic history. I get them very rarely, and it's usually just quarters. Dumps, that I have one branch that will order for me. All the other ones tell me I need a business account. So that may be checked with some other branches. It may be in your area. They've just made it a policy across the whole area. So create craft. Yep, you're stuck on a certain type of box. I think I'm way behind on some chat here. Yeah, you're fortunate, Tim. You sent me a picture of your weekly pickup. You get a ton of coins, man. You really do. I keep asking my publics to set aside all the trash that falls out of the machine because there could be cool foreigns and stuff in there, but they never do it. Create craft. I've been asking. I must have missed a chat in there, but Vincent, yeah, half dollar make you holler. They're a good group of guys too. They've got a fun channel and they do sell rolls. I think maybe that's what you were talking about. That's awesome, JR. Loaded with silver. You should. I would go back there regularly asking to get at that junk bin there. Yeah, that would have been funny, Vincent, had I opened that and it had been a roll of barbers. That would have been hilarious. Numismatic history, from a bank box, it was something like 9 or 10 in one roll. From a customer wrap, I've found a full roll of silver. Yes, random guy, it's sickening how many people think I'm faking this. No problem, Justy. Glad I could answer it. All right, so back to the question about, is coin roll hunting worth it? So I'm gonna just push the question back at you and say, let's pretend knitting was your hobby. Is it worth it? I would say that depends. If you love knitting, it doesn't matter what you make, whether it's making money or items you make and wear or what have you. It's that you enjoy doing it, right? So if it's worth it to you to knit, by all means, go knit, and it's worth it. To me, I would say knitting is not worth it. if you're asking, is coin roll hunting worth it from a financial perspective, I would say the answer is no, unless you have a way to monetize it, like many of us here on YouTube have. And even then, the argument can, and for most, is made that it is not quote unquote worth it, because I can tell you what I made from my YouTube channel last year, I make in about 2.5 weeks at my full-time job. So maybe a little longer than that, but you get my point, right? If I were to boil this hobby down to an hourly rate, no, this is not worth it. Even if I were to sell all the things that I find, okay, it'd be way more than 2.5 weeks of my regular job. But I couldn't make a living doing it unless the YouTube revenue was really, really good, which it's getting better every day, but I am very, very far away from this being any real type of passive income that's meaningful. So that's how I'm going to answer that question of, is it worth it? And again, the coin collection aspect of it, if that floats your boat, I think it's totally worth it. If it's the silver aspect of it, it depends on how much silver you're finding. If you're finding a ton, sure, it's worth it because it's fun. But if you're doing it because you think you're going to get rich, maybe find something else to do. Perhaps. Look at that. You guys see that? That is the world's ugliest San Francisco proof. And I almost threw it aside. That is beyond help, but that is a San Francisco clad proof. We'll put that on the board. And keep in mind, I did throw back my one miscellaneous and I think one of my NIFCs, but the board will be right here in just a second based on what we found in the box. Yeah, okay, American Stacker, I will do the magic coin here in just a second. Let me get through these couple of rolls. So, Southeast Stacker, 31 wheats takes me about, I'm going to go 6 to 8 boxes to get 31 wheat pennies these days. I'm finding 4 to 6 in a box. And I've done boxes where I've found 2. Yeah, so you guys are answering the question as well. When you get a chance, can you wish me some luck for my 3? Hey, Random Man Guy, best of luck to you tomorrow on your boxes. I hope you find lots and lots of silver. And I know you told me last time you did it, 65 silvers, and I still haven't gotten any of those in the mail, sir. You need to put those in the mail and send them to the Good Luck Charm. I'm just teasing, man. Good luck on your boxes. I appreciate your sub there, Nate. I really do. I always appreciate all my subs. Yeah, isn't that S terrible, guys? It's awful. Red 2000 wide AM. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, some of the pennies, and this is why I need to hunt more pennies. You can make so much money if you can find the right stuff in the pennies. It's just, for me, it's really hard to hunt pennies. And like I said, just really time consuming. And you know, if you say past performance dictates future performance, which it doesn't in coin roll hunting, you know, I don't find that much that's all worth all that much. I think I found 1 wide AM ever. I've been looking at penny boxes, granted not a ton of them, but penny boxes for 4 years. I have found 1. Okay, I don't even care if that's got anything on it. Let me grab my magic coin. Give me a second, guys. Oh, you know what? I got them in a roll right here. I don't have to go in there. It says magic coins. All right, so for those of you that are unaware what a magic coin is, so apologies for those of you that have seen these and know what these are and whatnot. So a magic coin looks just like a regular piece of U.S. currency. There's a couple of ways you can tell it's a magic coin, and hopefully I'm doing what you're asking me to, American Stacker. They sound funny. Do you hear that? Put it near the microphone. It's funny. The other thing that is a dead giveaway, it's a magic coin, is if you hold it like this and you flip it this way, you'll notice the eagle is not in line with it. And it's because this is actually a hollowed out coin that's two halves. I'm going to get, I 3D print a little thing to help get them out. I've got one sitting over here somewhere. Where did I put it? So we 3D print a little ring here that if you buy a magic coin from a magic shop, it actually comes usually with a little plastic one or a brass one. And of course I won't be able to get this out. There we go. You bang it on a table typically, and there you go. There's your magic coin. It's got a Mexican centavo on one side, a US coin on the other, and there's your $50. So depending on how I re-nest these things, that eagle will be facing usually not the right way. And it's a magic coin. Now for those of you that want to see the magic trick, I'll do that real quick for you. The way this works is you go up to a stranger and you say, I have a small copper coin, I have a large silver coin, and what I'm going to do is we're going to put these coins in your hand, and you're going to put them behind your back, and you're going to put the small copper coin in one hand, and you're going to put the large silver coin in the other, okay? So take these coins and you hand them to them like this, and they put them in their hand, and they're going to do what they can to separate them, and then you're going to say, all right, open the hand with the small copper coin, or whatever, however you want to end the trick. Open the hand with the large silver coin. It doesn't matter what they say, because they're going to be left with a US quarter and a $50. And the copper coin is now completely gone. So that is the magic trick. It's also known as Scotch and soda at the magic shop. But there it is. So hopefully, American Stacker, that's what you wanted to see. Can I show you my room? Nate, I am not set up to show you this room because it is a complete disaster. Getting the camera down and everything's not real easy. So no, I don't have a cool room like Hunting Southwest Ohio has. All right, let me keep going in here. And American Stacker, let me know if that was what you were hoping to see. I think it was you that was asking. All right, last 5 rolls in this box, and then we will move on to box number 2 if you guys want to, or I can end it here. I'm enjoying hanging out. That's all. There's my empty box. For those of you that want to see where I get all my empty boxes to load full of silver, this is where I get them for when I fake all of this. So Faz, I used to get like 10 wheat pennies in every box, and I don't anymore. Just a guess. How many eggs would be a fair trade for 1 gram of silver? I have no idea. That's something that, for the prepper stackers that are out there, and I totally get that point of view, right? It's let's get small denominations of silver. Let's get big denominations of silver. Let's get, big denominations of gold, so you can barter and trade and all that stuff. But if you think about what would happen in a world where prepping became a reality, like if you didn't prep, you were screwed. It's a great question, Shakaran. Like, how much silver is a dozen eggs or a loaf of bread? And is that dictated by the seller? So like if I buy it from you, is it 1 gram of silver? But if I buy it from somebody else, it's a whole ounce. That would fall over pretty quickly. Simply because it would honestly be up to the hoarder that has whatever resource that you wanted. I mean, supply and demand would reign king, but how many stackers are there out there that would be ready to trade gold and silver? I don't know. I've kind of thought about it, and I'm like, we would all be in a really bad place if it really came down to that. That it came down to me needing some silver dimes to trade for goods and services. We'd all be in a lot of trouble. I also want to know who's going to be making all the bread that I'm buying, because, I mean, if you think about a prepping scenario, you probably don't have electricity, and most people don't make bread without an oven or a bread maker today that requires natural resources to run on that probably won't be running. But that's just me. Can I put up a face cam? So Nate, I have been on YouTube for 4 years, and this is the most of me you have ever seen. For those of you that have paid attention to me in other chats, my daughter, I run my daughter's YouTube page for her volleyball. And I can be found on those videos, but so can a lot of other dads, so picking me out should be fun. But that is the only place that you might catch me. I've been recognized at a bank once by my voice, which I thought was really, really funny. Guy chased me out of the bank and went, "You have a YouTube channel, don't you?" And I was like, "Maybe." And he said, "You're the Georgia Silver Hunter." And I went, "Maybe?" It was pretty funny. But no, I have never been on camera to date. I know. Can the silver please come out? Can you weigh one of the rolls? Austin, I will most certainly weigh one of these. We'll weigh all 3 of these next rolls. Are wheat pennies really good to hunt? So Jeff, yes, there are some really cool things in wheat pennies you can look for. You know, of course, the one most people know is that 1909 VDB is the big one that you're going to want. I think I've got some wheat pennies in my list, in my checklist, but I don't find enough of them that it ever matters. Next time, I come to Virginia about twice a year, so I'm up there. I've been to Florida already like 3 times this year. I'll be back a few more times. Do I find it creepy that a bunch of people want to know what I look like? No, I think it's a fair question, right? I mean, some of you guys, I think, have kind of gotten to know me over the years watching the YouTube channel. So you just want to know what I look like and match a face to a voice. I think it's perfectly human and natural to want to do that. So I think that's normal. Let me grab my scale. We'll weigh all 3 of these. Okay, sorry, I had left my scale in the other room. So let's see what we got here in these last 3 rolls. We have 225.6 grams, 225.3 grams, and 225.1. So again, for those of you that are new, weighing rolls can be an important thing to determine if there is 90% silver in a roll. I have found 40% silver in a roll that weighed 223.8 before. It had a magic coin, which weighed about a gram less, and a 40%er was in it as well. So when you're in the mid 225s, they can have 40% silver in them. So, you know, saying, hey, unless they're 226.5, I'm not going to hunt them, you could potentially be throwing back a lot of silver. But once you get over 226.5, 226.6, somewhere in there, you're almost guaranteed to have some 90% silver in that roll. I was going to say, watch there be silver right there. It's not. It's just dirty. It's just dirty. All right, last roll for box number 1, roll number 50. We got nothing. You got to pick out my arms in those videos. I think there's probably a couple of ways you could pick me out. But if you guys are interested, I'll put it in here. That's her YouTube page, and I'm sure she'd love all the subs if you guys want to go over and click that sub button. She gets excited. I mean, her channel, she's got 105 subscribers, and she gains like one a week, it feels like. And she gets so excited every day she wakes up and there's a new one in there. But it is 12-year-olds playing volleyball, so may not be your cup of tea. But I will also say the level of play at 12 years old is absolutely incredible. This isn't just girls like punching a ball back and forth. It's a pretty organized ball. So let's see here. I found a 90% silver and 225.3. All right, so JR, there was something wrong with that roll if it was 90% at 225.3. There was probably a magic coin in there, or you had some other interesting coins that maybe you should have paid attention to, like a $50 struck on quarter stock or something like that. 227.8. Yeah, you could find a silver quarter in there. They're heavy, not that heavy. And also a full roll of brand new like 2022s or 2023s will also weigh heavy, just because there's no wear on the coins. The other reason you want to know how much a roll of coins weighs is if you do have to restuff your rolls or rewrap your rolls. I much prefer to weigh them now than to count them. I will just open a wrapper and dump coins in it and then set it on the scale and go, it weighs 225.5, it's full. Oh, it weighs 222.2, it needs one more coin, right? Or, you know, whatever the number is. So if you know for a roll of pennies what it should weigh, a roll of nickels what it should weigh, a roll of, quarters and a roll of halves, you can stop counting your coins to re-roll them. You can just drop them in the wrapper and weigh them. And you'll know when they need extra coins. So now, like, I'm throwing these in a bin. I'll take them out and just make random size stacks and just start loading wrappers, because I don't have a coin machine handy. All right, well, that is box number 1, boys and girls. Sorry it was a skunk, more or less. We did have that proof. We did have 2 2004s and a little weird miscellaneous that I accidentally threw back, but we weren't completely skunked, just nothing too interesting in there. So 229 with no silver Create Craft, you're almost talking that had an extra $50 in it. I think 231 or 232 is the number you go to for an extra coin. But 229 is weird. That's really high. So Nate, yeah, Diggin' Dave gives away a lot of stuff. That's awesome. Yeah, it's 69D in nice condition. That's good. All right, well, here's box number 2. We're going to go into it. And you know what I'm going to do for hopefully liven this up for you guys a little bit? Go ahead and just put something in the chat. Type something if you haven't in the last couple of minutes, and we'll pick somebody to win the first 5 rolls. And if there's anything good in there, we'll give it away. So let me see here. I can remember how to do this. It's been a while. So is it that one? Yeah, it's that one. All right, so let me put mods. I don't think I have any mods in here today. 21 eligible. There's like 40 something watching. So there's no keyword. You guys can just type whatever you want. I'm going to give channel members a little bit of extra luck. Regular luck to everybody else. I'll give you maybe 20 more seconds to just put something in the chat so Nightbot gets you. All right, 24. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. She'll chuckle about that. JR, that's awesome. I mean, finding a W changes the whole quarter hunt. It really does. All right, gang, we are going to go ahead and we're going to pick a winner. We have how many? 26 eligible. In, where's the button? Roll it. In 3, 2, 1, go. So JR, got a little heart under you. I know you're here because you just typed something a second ago. Where'd you go? I know you're here. Just make one more chat just so it pops up in here so we know you didn't enter and leave. But I know you're here. JR, where'd you go? Oh, there he is. OMG. So 5 rolls, we'll open them. If there's any silver in there, I will ship them off to you. If we find anything kind of neat and interesting, I'll ship that off as well. But, you know, we're not just going to send you $50 worth of $half because that just wouldn't be right. At least right for me. But congratulations. And I'm going to hit refresh on this just so it picks up a new list for you guys while you're chatting. Okay. So I'm going to push this back a little bit. Here are JR's 5 rolls. So far, nothing. Roll number 2. I don't think anything in there either. Here is roll number 3 for JR. Lots of 2021s. Oh, and I lost my chat. Hang on, guys. Can't see what you're saying. We didn't find much of anything while you were gone. We found 2 NIFCs, 1 I accidentally threw back, and a really busted 1971 San Francisco proof. These boxes have just been terrible. And nothing. All right, let's see if we can at least find something kind of quasi-interesting in here. I know you guys can't see this. I won't cheat you, I promise. I will check for most of the DDOs and no FGs. So this is a lot. So if you watch Diggin' Dave, he goes through a lot more rolls much more quickly, but he doesn't look for errors and varieties on $half. So for him, he looks for silver, and I'll just show you really quick. We get a quick drop so we can listen because silver sounds funny. You can hear it ring out differently. And then he moves on to the next roll. So for me, that's why hunting takes longer, because like a 72D, I'm always going to check for that FG. A 74D, I'm always going to check that 4 for an extra notch, and the RUST for doubling. The 71's got a couple of places where it could DDO. So it just takes me longer because I have to look at all the coins. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'll probably just open some more rolls, you know, on my own here, but I will randomly pull up the Nightbot and give rolls away. So make sure you are chatting regularly. The timeout is set for 5 minutes. So as long as you have put something in the chat within 5 minutes of me hitting roll it, you will be eligible to potentially win some rolls. And that way it'll move a little bit more quickly and I won't have to keep resetting it over and over again. Almost a no FG. It's hard to see until you get it in the right light, but it's there. Yeah, Wexler's got a great one. Wexler's got a great DDO reference, and Variety Vista is a wonderful place to go for DDO references. Long and short of it, it's where the dies end up when they stamp doubling. It creates a doubled set of letters or double, it could be anything. It could be a double die, a double nose, whatever, but there's a handful of, known errors out there. And depending on the condition, they can be worth a good bit of money. It's not there, but the S and the T just looked really flat. I wanted to look at that. A little bigger. I want to say Rob Finds Treasure, this is now 2 or 3 years ago. I want to say he found I don't remember what it was. It was one of the like a 73 DDO or something, and it might have been a 74D or something, but he had it graded and it came back in like MS64 condition out of a roll, and it was worth like $400. So, this is a $50 that most coin roll hunters would just walk right by because it's not silver. I can tell you $400 is, that's 2 full rolls and 90% silver. And I've also never found a 77D no FG. I don't get a lot of them, but it presents with doubling and we and the word trust, but never found one. I don't get a lot of 77 Denver coins, so. All right, well, I'm going to keep going here. Yeah, you want the die that struck all 1955 DDOs? That thing's worth a small fortune. Well, JR, man, I'm sorry we didn't find anything in your 5 rolls. Good luck to the next person that we picked, though. We'll maybe pick somebody in the next 5 or the 5 after that, just to keep this moving. I want to say on one of my recent boxes, I ended up with like 12 full rolls of 2021 Philadelphia $50, and I pulled them all aside, and when I sent them back to the bank, they were all in the same wrap. So I'm sure there's going to be somebody out there who ends up getting those and gets real excited about it because they're brand new, but not me. So American Stacker, you and I have probably traded this. Last year I got 6 in a row with a 21p. I do not know of any device that helps with die rotation errors other than just getting a protractor and looking at it from there. Yeah, James, so the funny thing is Redbook every year since like 2021 comes out and says that the new year coin is going to be an NIFC, and then in the follow-up year they remove the NIFC designation. So I, too, consider the 2020 the last year of the NIFC. Even though I think the 21 had a low enough mintage, it probably could have been considered an NIFC. But NIFC stands for Not Intended for Circulation, and then the bank dumped a bazillion of them into the banking system. So they were, in fact, circulated purposefully. So I don't count them. Others might. No worries, MB. We'll do some more. So CreateCraft, the $50 rolls, I don't mark at all. I return them in full boxes, all with the same wrap. All of my other denominations, when I return them, I do mark the rolls with a line. So Nate, this is my last box tonight. I just have the 2. I don't have anything else to hunt through tonight, but the other reason I was either going to hunt these on my own or do this little live stream, and as you guys probably saw, I literally just at 9 o'clock posted this and said, let's live stream. I want to be able to get some more coins for the weekend. So I typically, so this is something else you know, just depending on the channel and the person. I typically rotate about $1,000 to $1,500 a week on coins. And, you know, if I have a week where I can get to the bank multiple times and can actually hunt the coins multiple times, I can get through quite a number of boxes of coins with $1,000 to $1,500. I know some people have a running $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 worth of coins that they pick up and drop off with the bank. I could do that. I just don't. I tend to keep, like I said, $1,000 to $1,500. So here's my $1,000 in halves. That's all the cash I had on me the other day. So what I want to do is for the weekend, you know, get these turned back in, get my cash, and then go find some boxes of quarters or customer wrap, just something different to hunt. Potentially other than $50, even though I do have 2 more boxes showing up on Friday. So I may just use this money to get the next 2 boxes of halves. We'll see. Can I go live tomorrow night? No, I cannot. I unfortunately have volleyball with my daughter, so can't do it. I'll be gone until about 9 o'clock, and we'll be coming home for dinner and all that stuff. It'll be too late for me to get started. Yeah, so the biggest channel that I'm aware of, and I don't think he does it anymore, but Coin Roll Fishing used to do, he was out of California. I think he used to do 50 boxes of halves a week. So that's like what, $10,000 worth of halves a week? Did I do that math right? No, it's more than that. $25,000 worth of halves a week. $500 box, 50 boxes, yeah. Per week. That's a lot of halves. It's Digging Dave. What's up, man? I have to rewrap. I don't have a bank machine, so yeah, I'm stuck rewrapping. And so that's the other thing is I won't get to that tonight. That'll be a tomorrow afternoon activity for me to rewrap all these so I can return them. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to pick somebody. And you guys hopefully have been chatting, so we're just going to pick in. Bring it back up here so you can see it. In 3, 2, 1, Create Craft. The next 5 rolls are going to be yours, sir. I'm assuming, sir. Sorry if it's not. So here are Create Craft's 5 rolls. I hope there's silver in here. You want to weigh them real quick? Anybody want to weigh them? See what we got? Just for fun? 225.7. There could be silver in that. 225.4. 3. Not likely with a .0. 0.8. 0.9. There could be silver in that. Not 90, but could be silver. So 3 of the 4 boxes having a silver ender is pretty darn cool. That is pretty cool. My favorite silver ender ever, I had a 1970 silver ender and I didn't see it. I didn't actually pick up all the rolls and look at both sides. I just picked up the top half, and so I looked at, you can't see it. So I picked up the top half and saw all these on the bottom, but I didn't pick up the bottom and do this. And on the bottom rack there was a 1970 40% silver NIFC, which is pretty cool. You know, Faz, I actually go through, I have a bunch of stuff that I've acquired either through coin collections or from my mom, or like even old pennies that I got. You know, like I'll pull copper and not check. You know, I'll find out, hey, the 1963D, whatever, has some DDO that I didn't know about, you know, 2 years ago. I'll go back through my old rolls that I know I've half hunted before, still looking for new stuff. And, you know, you occasionally do find stuff. And that's pretty cool. All right, Create Craft. No silver for you, sir. Yeah, it is a tough hunt, man. It really is. Bad rolls tonight. And this is kind of one of those why I'm glad that I, made the decision that this is not a box or set of boxes that I have any interest in trying to sell. I also, for me, it was fearful of, I had that big box last week and was just like, there's no way I'm going to have a big box of silver the very next week. Just had no faith in it, so. I would like to find me an error, though. All right, so we got a 2002 Philly. Is that a Philly? No, it's a Denver. Denver NIFC. Got a little pocket mark on there. So create craft. I mean, if you must have a 2002 NIFC, I'll send it to you. It's not a very nice one, but so far, it's something. You couldn't roll all the coins that I'm doing or all the coins you're doing, Tim? I've gotten quite good at it, actually. I do wish I could just throw them in a bag or throw them in a coin machine, though. That'd make me a lot happier. But alas, I cannot. I mean, I talked to Wells Fargo, and if I had a business account, and there's like some sort of coin return service or something that they can do if you have a business account, but it just, I ran the numbers. It just wasn't worth it. For what I spend on wraps, I don't know. It would cost me so much more. And I don't mind spending the extra half an hour rewrapping everything. And then for all my lower denominations, I have a machine that counts them all out and wraps them. So I don't, it doesn't take me long to rewrap like a box of quarters. The machine does all the work. So there is a credit union by my house that has a coin machine, and they have a $200 maximum before they charge you a fee to dump coins in the machine. So, if you dumped in $500, and I don't remember what the fee was, but it wasn't cheap. And so, if you dump a $500 box in there, you're still paying a fee on $300 of that $500 box. And I'm not real interested in that either. There is, a lot of people don't look for this, but there is a DDO on the standard 1972. I've started looking for it more and more recently. I have yet to find one, but I'm looking at it more. All right, Create Craft. What do you want to do, man? You've got an NIFC. Do you want it? I will put it in a envelope for you if you want it. Let me know now so I put it aside. Otherwise, I mean, I'll leave it on the board, but I need to make sure I give it to you. I'm going to go ahead and just do a few more rolls while I wait for your response. Maybe we'll give away some more rolls after that. So sure, you do want it. So Create Craft, send me an email with your address, and I'll get it in the mail. I'm going to spell your name wrong on here. Sorry, you don't have a name on your thing. What's your favorite coin to hunt? I'm going to assume that's for me. It's tough. I really enjoy hunting halves because it's fast and it's easy. I think that lately some of my favorite coins to hunt, it's because Shakaran, challenged me to do it. I've really enjoyed hunting the dollar coins. I think they are a ton of fun to hunt. I mean, it's also a little painful because there's just so many different varieties in there, but they're just a blast to hunt. And then I would say quarters after that. I really enjoy looking through quarters. I wish I could find more silver in quarters, but they are fun to hunt. Well, these boxes have been stinkers. Absolute stinkers. James, I appreciate that. I actually have I won't say it's a roller. I have the Royal Sovereign coin counter machine from, I picked it up at, I wish I'd bought them all. Sam's Club had them for $98, either during COVID or just after COVID. And now the machines are like $200 or $300 a pop, and they do 4 rolls of pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters at a time. Obviously, you can do single denomination if you want, and then it can do 4 rolls at a time. But it is a great little machine. The dimes chute has been problematic for me, so it locks up and it has trouble doing dimes after like 3 years of beating it to death. But it is the best $98 investment I ever made. So like when I hunt quarters and nickels and dimes and pennies, all of them. So you see me dumping stuff this way. I'm dumping them right now back into a $50 box. That $50 box is sitting on the Royal Sovereign hopper. So when I hunt quarters, as I get through a roll, I literally drop them in the hopper. And then once the hopper's full, I hit the little start button. And it clicks away for 2 minutes. And when it stops clicking, it has 4 perfectly counted. I say perfectly, sometimes it's off. But typically 4 perfectly counted rolls of $50. And then I just have to, the wrapper fits over top of the tube. And so once the hopper's full, I just stop for a few minutes and, can usually get 12 or 16 rolls done out of what's in the hopper, and then keep on hunting. So it works great. I have never found a loonie. That's not true. I have found a loonie, and I can't remember if it was quarters or if it was halves, but I have found a loonie. I've also gotten loonies out of Walmart coin machines because they spit them out because they don't weigh right. They're a different size and they don't weigh the same. So yes, I have found loonies. I have found toonies. Again, not lots of them, but I have found them. So if you haven't chatted anything, go ahead and start chatting now, because I am going to grab another winner for 5 more rolls here in just a second. Nate is back. I don't know where he went, but he's back. So a loonie, I believe, is the $1 coin from Canada, if I recall. And the toonies are the $2 coins, if I recall. But somebody from Canada, I know we got a couple of you in the chat. If I'm wrong, please correct me. Hey, Corey Bouncer, welcome to the stream. We're just hanging out, hunting some rolls, giving away, giving away some hunted rolls here, I guess is a way to say it. All right, I'm going to hit the, not that you guys need to see it, but I know you probably prefer it. there. And then we're going to do desktop. All right, here we go. Next person. Oh, I can't pronounce that. I don't know how to pronounce that. I need a name. And also, just so you know, I really only ship to the United States. So if you are not in the United States, let me know that as well. So Create Craft, if you are Canadian, maybe we won't ship that to you because it'll cost me more money to ship that NIFC to you than it's worth. But let me know. If you're in the U.S., awesome. Riri, great. Create Craft, are you U.S. or Canadian? So Riri, here is your, all right, great, perfect. Thank you. I should have mentioned that earlier. I'm happy for you guys to participate. I'm happy for all that stuff. And if there's something we find that, if you're not from the U.S. and you really want it, we'll have to work out something for shipping. But I'm not spending $14 to send a $4 coin to another country. Anyway, here we go. Good luck to you, Riri. Here is roll number, whatever this is, 21 through 25 in the box. And these are your 5 rolls. You're still, oh, I am still on the chat. I am so sorry. You are correct. My bad. I meant to switch it back. I've opened 2 rolls. No silver in it so far. You know what? Just because I didn't come off screen, I'll open up 2 more rolls for you, Riri, just so you can see them open live. And if there's some silver in there, we'll give that to you. So you're going to get 7 rolls because I screwed up. How's that sound? So nothing in those 5. Let's get to roll number down here in the bottom corner. I'll give you roll 26 and 27 too. Just because I'm a swell guy. There might be an NIFC in there, maybe. Here's roll number 27. I'm not seeing it. Hopefully that's all on camera for you there. All right. That's right. It's where I load it all in. This is the display. This is the time. This is where I do it. You guys got me. I was actually Freedom Coins posted something the other day. I think he did a community post or something and was like, oh, I got this roll with all this silver in it. And I wrote him, I said, careful, you're going to get called a liar here any minute now. And he laughed at my little comment and came back and he was like, oh my God, the number of people. He's like, if I were faking it, these boxes would be way better than they are, way more often than they are, which is the truth. That's an 83. That's why that looks funny. I should be looking for the no FG. I was like, that 3 looks weird. Thought it was a 73. It is also weird that just from the serif of the font, the serifs on the font of a coin, I can tell you generally which decade it was made in, which is really, really weird. I've looked at too many coins. Faz, do you hang on to any of your big cases for machine doubling? Or do you just toss them back like anything else? My big cases. I don't know what that means. You hang on to any of your... So, I don't understand your question. When I do find machine doubling, I don't keep them, if that's your question. Random Man Guy, we had the, do I have anything that I carry around with me? And the answer was, The answer was that I almost always have a Ben Franklin or a Walking Liberty in my pocket. It's just something I do. And I was mentioning I also scratch my lottery tickets with them, and some people cringe when I say that, but that's okay. I scratched a $10,000 winner with it last year, so I'll scratch what I want. All right, Tim. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Really appreciate it. Good evening. Why do 90s halves always look beat up and struck weakly? I don't know, but you are right. I mean, typically, like, a lot of the 90s do look really, really bad. Is it worth it if you can go up top or balcony? But yeah, maybe stay away from Beal. John B. Horowitz, thanks for the sub. Really appreciate it. I carry a beat up 64 hoping to attract some 90s. Now, for a little while, I carried around a really beat up, I think it was a really beat up Morgan dollar, like a super slick, culled out, like Morgan dollar. But I kept dropping it, and granted it was cull, you know, it was getting beat up. So not going to send this to you, Riri, but here's a necklace coin that somebody's written a J on. No value here, so no interest, but if you want one of these, you can go to the bank and get a $50 and drill a hole in it. But there we go. We got another miscellaneous for the board if we want to count it. All right, Create Craft, thanks for hanging out. I'm going to try to get through the rest of this box here in the next 20 minutes myself because I got to get to bed. Yeah, man, there's something about silver. Silver just feels good in your hand. It feels good to clink around. Now, there's a nice 90s that's pretty well struck. Not too bad. It is nice to have it, for sure. All right, Justy, thanks for hanging out. Really appreciate it. Nate, I stay up. So something else that I've chatted about with some folks that I don't sleep a whole lot because I do my YouTube channel, which is, I wouldn't call it a second job, but sometimes it feels that way because most of the time I can't hunt and film. Did I do it again? Oh, it's a 73. It just looks funny. Until later in the evening because my kids, you know, I've got basically two teenagers at this point, a 12-year-old and a 15-year-old. One's in travel, you know, competitive elite sports. One is in, you know, School of Rock and plays basketball and does these things. So I am busy all the time between work and then running my kids around to things after work. So my hunting and filming typically doesn't start until 9, sometimes 10 o'clock at night. And we covered this earlier in the video, or earlier in the stream, how long it can take to do a hunt. And then I usually try to edit that night as well. And then, because I want to get it uploaded and posted because I want to give my channel members at least, half a day to view the video before everybody else, because it's one of the perks. Sometimes it's longer than that, but a lot of times, like, I'll release the videos at midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, and they don't go live until kind of 1 p.m. the next day, or sometimes 1 p.m. the day after that. But it just means that most nights I'm up late, 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I have to get up pretty darn early to go to work. So I don't sleep a whole lot. All right, well, I've screwed this roll up pretty good. So I'm just doing these. Nobody won these rolls. Riri, sorry, there was nothing in those 7 that I did for you other than that necklace coin, which we won't ship. But, yeah, that J's on a lot of coins, Jeff. It's all over the place. I'm in IT. I have been for most of my, actually not most, my entire career. I am in pharmaceuticals in the IT organization for a European company. So, because I'm in IT, we've got calls with India in the morning. A lot of times I've got to get up early to work with my colleagues over in Europe. So yeah, I'm a busy dude. What's IT? Information technology. So we all, I'm in IT, we all know GA is rich now. I wish I was rich. I do well, but I wouldn't classify myself as rich. I don't work on any of the EMR systems. I work for the pharma company. So the APMEX systems and Cerner systems were going to be your EMR working in the hospital systems. I've worked on projects where we were going to integrate with Epic, but that project ultimately got killed and we didn't complete it. So yeah, I would love to say occupation full-time coin roll hunter. That'd be all right, Ron. Welcome to the stream. I don't know if I've seen you in there, but yeah, hey, let's pick another winner, and I'll see if I can remember to switch the camera this time. So, desktop, we're just going to go ahead and roll it. You guys should, well, there's only 9. I'll give you guys a minute because I know there's more than 9 of you in the chat here. I'll give you a minute or two to say something. Grab me something to drink. Hey, Coin Flip, how are you, bud? Everybody perked up when I said I'm giving away more rolls. Look at that. Is weird at the hospital I work at is where I do most of my corn roll hunting. I'll leave $50 around just to see how people act. It is funny. There's, I mean, even bankers, tellers. I went in the other day and said, hey, do you guys have any $50 or the old big dollars? And the guy pulled out Sacagawea dollars and said, are these $50? The teller said, are these $50? Right? It's hilarious. They have no idea. All right, we're going to go ahead and pick somebody here. I'm actually going to pick 2 people. These are going to be the last 2 people we pick. So, because I've got 4 sets of 5 left, and we'll give away 10 of the rolls. You know, 5 to one and 5 to the next, and I'll do the other 10. And maybe if I find something, we'll pick one more winner. But so rolls number 31 through 34. Somebody just, I didn't catch that. Somebody just subscribed. I appreciate that. Nettie Susan, thanks for subbing. Appreciate it. Make sure you, you know what, I'll give you a minute. Let you chat so you can get in on the giveaway. She wins everything over at Hunting Southwest Ohio, I think. But, yeah, it's funny to me. People don't know what money is these days. It's very strange. I marked you as eligible. All right, here we go. I think it's been a minute. Has it been a minute? Is she in? She is. All right, here we go. Gonna roll it. What did I just say? Nettie wins everything over at Hunting Southwest Ohio, and she won 5 of the rolls. Look at that. So the second person I'm going to pick is Shakarin. Look at that. You won 5 rolls too, sir. So you will get rolls 41 through 45. So we'll do 5 for Nettie. We'll do 5 for me. We'll do 5 for Shakarin. And then we'll do 5 to end it out. And in any of the rolls that I'm doing for me, if we find something cool, I'll probably do another giveaway. So keep that in mind. Keep me honest. So let's get to it. All right, live stream main window. There you guys are. So here are Nettie Susan's rolls. There she is. Let's go ahead and do these. I was going to say, watch as all the silver is going to be in these last couple of rolls here. I need to give out the winning Powerball numbers. Dude, if I could get the winning Powerball numbers, I would definitely be rich. I was down in Florida for the weekend. We were at a volleyball tournament, and while we were driving down there, I noticed that the Powerball and the Mega Million both were like around 500 million bucks. So for the first time in a very long time, I bought 5 of each and won absolutely nothing. But it was still kind of, I got excited about the possibility of winning. All right, Nettie Susan, our silver hunt looks like we're going to be skunked, but I am going to go back through these, and if we have any errors, varieties, or anything interesting, we'll also send that to you. So let me get through that. Aren't we coming up on the one stack? Yeah, I know. It's because I fake all these. It's got to be in here somewhere, right? The fully stuffed roll of silver. It's coming. Don't you worry. We'll find it eventually. It's coming. Nothing there. Nothing there. Well, this is cool. I know we haven't had a huge crowd tonight, but I think at the most we had like 50 or 60 people. Let me look real quick. What do we have? We had 49 likes, currently sitting at 38 concurrent. Not bad for a pop-up live stream that I didn't plan on doing until 15 minutes before I went live. So I appreciate each and every one of you that stopped in. I wish we could have found something for us. We've got... I mean, I've heard these called dryer coins. I've seen them called pocket coins. Again, no value here, but, you know, kind of interesting. To me, I tend to believe this is something that got stuck in like a washing machine or a dryer and literally got, you know, basically friction down to the nub here. But still interesting to look at. I'd call that a miscellaneous. Not something I would send off to you because it is just a hunk of metal at this point, but it is neat looking. When I'll let you guys know when I'm going to rig the rolls, guys. I will definitely let you know. Get you guys on a mailing list, and I'll mail it out to you so you know exactly when to join the stream or exactly which video to watch. Those are all 2021s. Yeah. All right, 2 rolls left there, Nettie. Hopefully we get something. Yeah, that was worn really bad. Hey, Christian man, thanks for joining the stream. Yeah, I actually have a mercury dime. It was caught in the coin machine when my Fifth Third banks had coin machines, and when they opened it up, it fell out and hit the ground. And I picked it up, and the tellers were like, well, we're not allowed to keep it. You can have it. So I was kind of excited, but it was the tiniest little sliver of silver, and you could tell that it used to be a mercury dime. Couldn't read a date off it or anything, but it was just worn down to the core. Well, that rubbed down. I don't think that's a casino coin. I really don't. I mean, some people may call it that. I think I know what you're talking about because those things got beat to hell and sent through the machines and through the hoppers and they had whole systems of recounting those coins and whatnot. I don't know if it would actually be one of those casino coins though. So Mark B, I do have a checklist in the description of all my videos that I use for most of my hunts. It is not all inclusive. It does not have everything, and I'll be very honest with you. There's lots and lots of stuff out there that are errors that, you know, even if you found one, it's like 1 in a million and it's worth $3 when you find it. So there's stuff like that. Sometimes I just don't even hunt. But let me show you. There's a book that I've been talking about a lot of my videos that I'm a big fan of. I do have an Amazon affiliate link. I think it's a great starter for any new coin roll hunter, and it's kind of like something you need to have in your library. Let me grab the book. So I'm actually going to show you 2 books if you're new. So this one is the main one. Strike It Rich with Pocket Change. This is the 5th edition. It's all modern currency, so it's not going to go back to wheat pennies, but it does from 59 up. And the nice thing is that it does show you, you know, the years, the dates, and pictures of all the things you're looking for. And from what I've looked at, their value guides are not too far off, right, for what a coin would be worth if you found it. But it does have pennies. It covers your nickels. It covers your dimes, your quarters, your halves. There's your quarters in there. So this is like the 1965. I think it's on like a dime stock. There's more quarters. Like here's the Duke Ellington DDR. That's another one of those I would love to find this year, and that's a super expensive coin if you can find one in good condition. It does have half dollars, and it even has some half dollars that I don't look for. And it has a little section for the gold dollars, right? The Sacagaweas and the, I've just forgotten her name, Susan B. Anthony's. So this is a great book, and I want to say it's only like $10 or $15. So highly recommend that. I've been using that. You can tell from the way that it just kind of falls open. I use this a lot now. And I do think anyone that does coin roll hunting needs to get themselves the red book. It doesn't have to be the current year, but this is another just great book to have because it covers values and general grading standards. And this does go way, way, way back in time, right? So this is every major U.S. currency ever made. So this is a great reference book. I get one every year, but you could get one every 2 or 3 years and you'd be fine. Ollie's has the 2023 for like $4.99 right now, if you have an Ollie's. So anyway, there's my spiel. Please use my affiliate link if you get one, but you don't have to. I just appreciate it. Sorry, I was reading the chat here. 2025 Red Book is out April 9th. I believe that. They do come out very early. So these 5 rolls are mine. Let's see if we get lucky. Nothing there. Yeah, Ollie's, I forget what it's called. It's Ollie's something. Like, it's the store is a disaster, but I get comics there. You know, I get graphic novels there. And I do, whenever I need certain, like, you know, home improvement books or things that, you know, like they had the red book, they had blue book, they had the big world coin book. They were super cheap. $2.99, $3.99, $4.99 for these books that, you know, on Amazon, they're $10, $15, $20. So if you have an Ollie's near you, it's worth checking out. All right, so nothing in here for me. Ooh, that's what I've been looking for all this time. I don't know if that's a middle finger or somebody was outlining a building. That's terrible. Or maybe even something else. We won't talk about that, though. So, yeah, I would say if you've inherited a coin collection, I think PCGS.com is going to be your friend from a value perspective. And having that red book handy is a great start. The pricing in it is inflated. It does assume graded coins in there, but it has everything. So depending on how far back your collection goes, the red book's just really nice to go in there and go, is this, you know, hey, I've got all these Indian head pennies, right? And if most of them are $2 a piece in G4 condition, but one of them is $200 in G4 condition, well, guess what? You need to pay attention to, you have the one that's worth $200, right? The other ones mean they're pretty common, and that's why they're not worth as much money. So having that red book is handy, and to me, it's a lot faster than getting around in PCGS. But PCGS has the most up-to-date pricing. So I do lean on that when I'm in front of the computer, but I use the red book a lot. Have I ever been to a coin show? I have not. I've never been to a coin show. I've been invited a bunch. I've got a couple of subscribers that have invited me to go to the Atlanta show. I've just never been. The Colombian Expo half is not worth a ton of money, but it is a nice $50. I've got like half tube of them. Morgans can be worth a lot of money, so it depends on what Morgan it is. I love Morgans. I want to acquire more Morgans. I just don't want to pay a lot for them. If you have a red 1955 DDO, seriously, I think maybe somebody else said they had the other one. I mean, go look that up. You know what? For fun, I'm going to look that up right now. They have that in red book. It's not a large cent. We're going to look that up. $1955 DDO, I'm going to assume if it's red, you've probably got an AU50. They're saying that's a $1,500 coin. Right? An MS65 in red-brown condition is $15,000. So, I don't know if you can see that picture. If it looks like that and it's legit and it's red and it's high-grade MS something, you know, you've got a $5,000 to $10,000 coin on your hand. So that's why if you know, when you say you have one, you'll hear people like me very quickly go, "Are you sure?" Because they're very, very rare. I'm trying to go back to the chat, guys. Give me a second. When do you know it's worth it to get something graded? I will answer that in just a second. Good night, Vincent. Thanks for coming. Really appreciate it. So when do you know it's worth getting something graded? So there's two reasons to get something graded. And this is my opinion. Others may disagree with me. If the coin, you are fairly certain that it will grade where you think it will or higher. I keep looking at the wrong one there. And it will be worth more than $100. And that's the limit I set. Then it's worth getting graded. If you're trying to preserve the value of the coin or to get the maximum value out of the coin. If you're unsure of the grade, and if being wrong means it's a coin that's worth less than about $40, but if you're right, it's still worth less than 100, it's definitely not worth getting graded. So that's reason one. Reason two to get it graded would be because you want to preserve the coin, because it is a coin you want to preserve and you don't mind spending the money to have it graded, right? So now you're doing it for personal reasons, and the expenditure on the money is not tied to the value or satisfaction that you will get out of grading that coin. Those are the two reasons I would look at getting a coin graded. And those are numbers that I have set arbitrarily based on my own financial situation and desire for coins. So the reason those numbers are where they are for me is typically to get a coin graded, it's going to cost you, call it $25 to $30, potentially plus some additional shipping and insurance. So if it's going to cost you $25 to $30, and if you get the grade you think it's going to be and it becomes a $48 coin, you're really squeaking $10 extra out of that coin. And it's probably not worth getting graded in that scenario. Because you could probably get the $30 to $40 out of it raw without getting it graded. I hope that all makes sense. The downside is, like, there's Morgan's dollars that are out there that are kind of in that weird place that, you know, if they're MS63, they're worth $85. If they're MS62, they're worth $48. Well, you better be real sure. Oh, Shakarin, I'm sorry. This is your first roll, Shakarin. So I meant to say that. So let me lay these out for you. Here's your 5. I'm over here just running my mouth, not paying attention. Those are your 5. These are going to be the last 5 of the box that, like I said, if we find something good in there, we'll do a separate giveaway. And just to show you guys, it's my empty box here. So you know I'm not cheating. So those are Shakarin's rolls. So anyway, hopefully that explanation of getting stuff graded, it makes sense to you. You find a way to send a photo to GA and maybe he'll share it here on stream tonight. I could probably do something like that. Yeah, if you send me a picture, I'll pull it up. Especially if it's at 55 DDO. Yeah, I mean, let me know you sent it. Yeah, he really did find it. Somebody else sent me their picture of their 39 double die reverse. It's definitely it. It's ugly, but it's it. But yeah, shoot me the email. I'll take a look at it. All right, here comes Shakarin. Here we go. So no silver. No silver. Well, these are just silver skunk boxes. At least we found a couple of things, but just nothing too exciting tonight. Yeah, I think if you put exclamation point email in the chat, it'll put my email up there for you. Maybe an NIFC in there. We'll see. Got something kind of yellow. And nothing in there. All right, let's see here. Let's see if we can get some errors or varieties. So no 74D DDO. I didn't look at that one because it was beat up. Look at this 77. No. Yeah, let me know when you guys send that email if you do. MB, I do not have any regularly planned live stream. I wish I had the time to do it. Hey, Christian Man, see you later. Thank you so much for jumping in for a little bit. I wish I had the time to do something more regularly. I just don't. But I also need to start planning better about doing live streams because this was something I did on a whim tonight. My last couple live streams have kind of been that way, that I've just kind of randomly said, I'm going to go live right now. And I did. So make sure your notification bell's turned on. Come on, Shacker, and let's find something for you. There's a Ring of Death 2006 NIFC. Look at that. Ruined a perfectly good coin. Email is sent. All right, let me get through these 5 rolls. We'll pull it up and take a look. There's that dreaded J again. Whoever J is, stop writing J on all your coins. Making everybody mad. All right, last roll here for something interesting. Nope. Nope. All right, buddy. You got yourself a busted 2006 NIFC. Do you want that or no? I mean, it is damaged, so it's worth 50 cents. Let me know. Don't worry about it. Put the mailing money as a tip to your channel, man. I appreciate that so much. But if it were in better shape, I definitely would feel better about sending it to you. But I'm glad you said no, because that's really just a 50-cent piece. But we'll put it over here. All right, let's take a look at this 1955 real quick. And Shacker, thanks for being a good friend of the channel and a channel member for as long as you have been. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm looking at these pictures. I'm gonna share it. I want some opinions. Here we go. Stop moving. Right there. The reverse, we don't have any doubling. Now that is super heavy all the way across the coin. So this is definitely, I mean, this is not poor man DDO. What has me questioning the whole thing is it legit? Yeah, Papa Giorgio just put it in there. Like the reverse is almost too clean for being from 1955. This is one of those things that I'm not going to tell you it's not real or that it is, it is a fake because I can't tell from a picture. It is something if you have a local coin shop, I would definitely take it in. You said the die scratch verifies it. I don't know which die scratch you're talking about. But this isn't, I mean, if it's legit, this is actually a really, really nice looking coin, assuming it hasn't been cleaned or polished. It's got the massive doubling on it. Okay, if they verified it, then good for you, man. I mean, when I first saw it, I was like, this could be fake. But if you had it verified, man, there's some money in this. And this is the kind of thing, honestly, I mean, even cleaned, I might send off to PCGS or APMEX or something like that and get graded because this is a good looking coin. Yeah, this is a good looking coin. Sorry, guys, we're going down the rabbit hole here. I know we have 5 rolls left, but $1955 double die. It's not brown. It's red to red brown. It's going to be somewhere in there. For fun, let's just focus in on red brown. FS 101. I don't know what the difference is between the two. I mean, they're saying in an MS 64, it's an $8,500 coin here, and it's a $7,600 coin here. Graded, right? So the question of when is it time to get something graded? This is the time to get something graded, right? And when I look at your coin versus this one, this isn't a 65 red brown, and I just look at the condition of the surface. This is why I immediately, like, alarm bells go off for me because yours is so clean. But it does have the full doubling all the way around the coin just like yours did. So that's one I'd get that graded in a minute if it were me. So that's my 2 cents. Assuming it's, to your point, it's been authenticated from like a coin shop or something. So that is a really big score, though. I find a possible 19. I agree. That was probably the excitement of the whole stream. Yeah, I would be looking at how to and so that's the kind of coin. So the other question I would get a lot is, you said this is less flattering. I got you. So hey, the third image you sent me, is this the picture of the raw coin? Or yeah, it's so it yeah, this actually looks, this last picture you sent me looks a lot better. I would not have questioned its realness based on this last picture you sent me, because this looks good. So anyway, so the other question I get asked is, PCGS, APMEX, or what's the other one? I've just forgotten what the other one is. Like, which grading company would I go with? And keep in mind, I've never had anything graded, but I've done tons of research into the matter. I would only be looking at PCGS for a coin like that, because you want to maximize your value out of it, and PCGS is going to draw the largest return on investment. It will cost the most to get graded by far, but you'll get more back for that coin, PCGS grading. The last picture, if you guys want to see it, I'll pull it up here. Give me a second. So this is a much more real view of the coin, right? I mean, you can see light reflecting on it. You can see You can see the wear in the surface, right? The other image I had, it was very kind of maybe almost too close and washed out, and that's what made it look a little fake to me. This has more traditional scratching on a coin that has been circulated in red condition, right? So that's why I said, had I looked at this one first, I might not have had the knee-jerk reaction of, ooh, get that authenticated. And granted, I'm zoomed way in there, so it's going to look pixelated, but pretty cool, assuming it's real. Again, not questioning it. I'm just throwing that out as the I hope it is, and I hope when you grade it, that's what they say it is, and I hope that it gets you like an MS 63, 64, 65, somewhere in there, because that's big money. That's pretty cool. Thank you for sharing that. That was really cool. So yeah, the just real quick coin flip. The so what about it is if it is cleaned, it will get a cleaned grade, so it'll get a details only grade, and it will hurt the overall value. Yeah, don't brasso anything. No, do not brasso anything, please. Do not touch that coin anymore. But just an amazing coin. Thank you so much for sharing it. That was cool. Very, very cool. I need to find me one of those, cleaned or uncleaned. All right, we're gonna do the boring stuff real quick, and I'm gonna open these last 5 rolls, and we will wrap things up. So this is your kind of last opportunity to ask some questions if you have any. And I'll probably give away one little thing here at the end for those of you that hung out to the end, because that's what we do at live streams, right? I made a mess. Screwed up my piles. I think 2 coins dropped. OCD kicking in. All right, last roll. And nothing. And nothing. James Benson, question, why is Georgia Silver Hunter question mark? I don't understand that. Yeah, so Papa Giorgio, that's not a bad set of advice, because Annex will be the absolute cheapest to get it graded. And to your point, if it comes back straight grade from them, and let's say, I mean, it's going to be expensive to have that graded because it's a very valuable coin, so more expensive than a standard modern coin. But they will be the cheapest to get it graded. So that's not bad advice. Any idea why Homer can't see my messages from Kenny Blacksmith? I don't know what that means. Who's Homer? You know what, Faz? I will definitely give away that trashed proof. I think that sounds like a great idea, but I'll have to throw something on top of it just because. Shakaran, I have seen them. I have not seen them in circulation. Now, James Benson, if that is a why is Georgia Silver Hunter like a play on Guardians of the Galaxy, that's kind of funny. But that's way out of context. So I'd have to grasp at that one to figure that out. 2001. Nothing. I know I'm a little off camera here. I'm just didn't leave myself a lot of room because the way I laid them out. So sorry. That's a good idea. We're going to give away that busted proof. You quite like the look of that thing? You could, I almost couldn't tell it was a proof, man. I threw it in the discard pile and then went, hang on a second, that looks funny. It's an FG that's been rubbed off, or mostly rubbed off. So many 70. I mean, I don't know about you guys. The 71Ds that I find, there's most of them, they're so much grease in the dies. They're awful strikes. Okay, 3 left. Wide rimmed. You sent an email too, just in case I want to see it. Oh, there it is. Now that one's definitely real. That one's definitely worn. All right, guys, we're going to share one more screen here. Where'd it go? There it is. There's Kenny's 55 double die. Now that one's definitely brown and far worse condition. But still, that's probably a pretty pricey coin. Probably a pretty pricey coin. MB, what causes the ring of death? The coin rolling machine causes the ring of death. It happens on the end caps of the coins, and when they get caught in the machine, I almost think about it like being pinned together and spun, right? Or it's the roll comes in, it's got a spinner on it that crimps the end, and the thing that spins bites into the coin, right? That's probably the second explanation is better. But it's the coin rolling machine that does that. It's a nice looking 95, a little wear on it, but decent looking. So Kenny, you got that for $4? Where did you get that for $4 from? And I agree. If you got it for $4 from somewhere and you thought, you know what, it could be real. You know, I mean, honestly, it looks real. Yours looks more like the condition I would expect a 1955 to be in, right? If it were found in circulation. Yeah, that might be worth the handful of bucks from Annex to get it authenticated. And again, I'm going to pull up PCGS here after I get this last roll just to walk you through my thinking. It's like I've never picked up $50 before. Oh, no. No, no. And no. All right. 2 of the worst $50 boxes ever hunted on YouTube. Let me pull up PCGS again. So that 1955 double die obverse in brown, even in G4, is an $825 coin if authenticated, right? Now, again, that's top auction price, so on and so forth. So for argument's sake, let's say it comes back and it's, you know, hell, whatever that is, F12, and you only get 75% of that, you know, it's still a $700 coin. That would be worth spending the grading money on it in a minute. At least that's the way I look at it. So hopefully that helps. You want to see a possible dropped letter. I'm putting together an annex submission. I don't know what you mean by a possible dropped letter. Yeah, dropping a roll like that speeds up the process. That's right. The hunt was the friends we made along the way. That's funny. Bro is still streaming. Yes, we're actually at the end. I just finished. So you made it just in time. We are at the end. And as a thank you to those of you that are still around, I am going to give away this busted 1971 at the recommendation of the chat. This busted 1971 San Francisco proof. You've never seen such an awful proof in your whole life. And what I'm going to do on top of that is the winner can pick one 40%er from one of my tubes of 65 through 69, and we'll hunt through there and try to find hopefully a relatively decent one. You know what we should do though, now that I'm looking at it, as part of this giveaway, because you're getting a busted proof, you should also get this busted 1966 40% silver half I found not too long ago in a hunt. Look at that. Isn't that awful? I'm just teasing. You don't have to pick that. But that's what we're going to give away to one lucky winner here at the end of the stream. You can pick whatever year you want. 65 through 69. We will pull something out of there, and I'll send you this busted proof and a 40%er. How does that sound to the crowd? All right, sounds fair. All right, so what we're gonna do, you guys start chatting in the chat. Go ahead and say something. Actually, don't do it yet. Don't do it yet. Hang on. Let me refresh this so it resets, because I want to get everybody. We're gonna do mods. We're gonna do regulars. We're doing everybody. So you guys chat away, please. Chat. Make it happen. Say what you're gonna say. Do what you're gonna do. I'm saying stuff. Woohoo! Good job. So I got 12 eligible users. You guys can see it go. I got 12 eligible users and like 35 of you guys in here, so somebody's not chatting. $14. I mean, I'm happy to end it at 14, so I'll give you guys like 2 more minutes to just put something in the chat. And what I'm going to do is a little wheel of names of all the people who are left in here. That's right, James. Tell people, stop chatting. There's only 14 of them. Let's leave it that way. Nate, if you're asking me if I have any dogs, I have one. All right, well, I'm going to cut this off in 5, 4. I'm not hitting the roll it button, just so you guys know. I just want to cut it off, so I don't want to hear anybody cry when they said, am I late? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're closed. All right. Hang on. Moderation activity will be shown. Okay, whatever. I didn't mean to do that. Here we go. Participants. There they all are. So we're going to pick everybody. Somebody just subscribed. Really? Hang on. We're struggling here. Highlight everybody. This is supposed to work. There we go. We're going to remove me so I can't win, because that's just not right. All right, good. We still have 14. You guys can all see this, right? We're on desktop only. All right, so we are going to do a last man standing or last person standing, last woman standing, whatever we have. I'm going to do 5 shuffles. And then we are going to spin until only one person is left. And whoever that is, like I said, will win the 1971 San Francisco Busted Proof and their choice of a 40% silver half. And you can tell me whatever one you want. All right, here we go. We're going to shuffle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to move this down here so I can see you guys chatting while I'm spinning. All right, good luck to everybody. I hope you all win, but we know you all can't. Only one of you can. So let's go. And I'm sorry if that's really loud. Let me know if it is. Mark B, thank you so much for playing, but you did not win. And thank you for sticking out till the end. And as I said earlier, if you are in Canada or another country, we'll have to talk about shipping because I'm not paying to ship stuff all that way. Oh, Faz, almost. No, sorry, you didn't win, buddy. You did not win. But again, thank you for hanging out. You've been here the entire stream. Thank you so much. And I know this was a tough stream to sit through because the coins were terrible, but the friends we met along the way were worth it. All right, here we go. JR, thank you for playing. Oh, wow. They even did the wah-wah for you. That's terrible. Oh, Shakarin, I got a bad feeling. Yep, it's right there. So sorry. Yeah, we're eliminating till 1. Whoever's last wins. Oh, James Benson by a hair. Thank you so much. I think you've been here pretty much the whole stream as well, so thank you for joining. We are down to, I don't know what this is, about 8 or 9. That was a hair right there. That really was. This is going to be Trent's coin craze. Thank you for playing, but you two did not win. Nate Ferrier, you had some great questions in the live stream, and I really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much, and thank you for your participation tonight. Oh, MB, you shouldn't have said anything. You commented it's intense, and you were next to go. I am so sorry to see that. So sorry. Papa Giorgio, you did not win. Okay, we are down to 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 5 left. It's getting real tense now. Grant Piotrowski, thank you for joining the stream. Thank you for being a subscriber. And thanks for hanging out with us. So we are down to Andrew, Coinflip, Brian, and Kenny. So Kenny, you gonna put the 1955 up if you lose? No? Okay. So was it George to rig it so Coinflip will win? He has made a deal. Yeah, I'm gonna get right on that. Kenny says, what? No, Kenny's not giving anything up. Ah, Coinflip just lost. Ah, it's terrible. Hey, Coinflip, thank you for being a member of the channel for as long as you have been, or a subscriber. Love seeing you in the comments. Thank you, buddy. And then there were 3. Poor Kenny. But you know, on the positive note, you have a beautiful 1955 DDO, which I would love to have. Okay, we are down to Brian Rhodes and Andrew Kilmowitz. I don't know how to pronounce that. Hopefully you guys are both in the United States. But we're going to go ahead and hit the button here. Good luck to you both. In 3, 2, 1. Brian Rhodes is our winner. So sorry, Andrew, that you didn't win. Thank you for joining the stream and hanging out with us. Sorry you didn't win. And thank you for being a subscriber. Brian Rhodes, you are our winner. So in the chat, let us know down below, what do you want? I hope the answer is that busted 1966 silver half. It's messing up my coin roll, but it could be whatever you want. Let me know what year, and shoot me an email with your mailing address, and I will get something out to you this week. So has Brian picked something yet? Otherwise, Kenny, I think, is making the choice for him. Nope, no, Brian says 1968 for my Mustang I just got rid of. All right, let me put you back on the live stream here so you can see. There is your envelope. You are getting a busted 1971S proof. And you said a 1968 Denver. See if we can find a decent one in here. How's that one? Not going to lie, that might have been dipped, but it's beautiful. Grant, how often do I stream? Not often at all. I would love to do it more. It's just about finding the time. So I don't have a regular schedule. But I do appreciate you joining. And hopefully I'll actually next one schedule out at least a few days so that we can plan better. Because tonight I literally just went live out of nowhere. So Chakran wants to know, I'm still curious to know, where are you in the Navy? I wasn't in the Navy. My father was in the Marine Corps for 32 years. So I was a military brat and moved all over the country. So let's see here. I'm out. Have a good night. Hey, James, thanks for joining. Really appreciate it. Fast says, thanks for the great stream night. It was a fun surprise and a great way to spend my evening. Thank you so much. Brian Rhodes, I didn't hear from you. Is that 68 all right with you, or do you want something uglier? Because I'm happy to give you something uglier. Unless maybe I missed it. Oh, looks great. You did say that. All right, let's throw that in here. And like I said, I'll get this out to you this at some point this week. It probably won't be tomorrow because it's late and I'm going to bed and I got to go to work tomorrow. But I'll get something out for you. Thank you guys, all of you, for joining tonight. I had a lot of fun. This was way more fun than just making a video, quite frankly. But it was a good time, and I enjoyed the questions. I enjoyed the banter. So thank you guys for making this fun. And with that, please take something uglier. GA silver. That's right. I honestly didn't care. I've got lots of these things. This is one roll of a bunch of these. So anyway, thank you guys. I'm going to run. It is 12:14 a.m. on the East Coast, so I got to go to bed. You guys take care.